Hi everyone, I want to talk about tonight, it's Full Awesome Friday, but I want to talk about, does food have you a hostage? Like for me, I've kind of experienced all the different, relationships with food. So like from a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, I kind of overate. Then I went into anorexia at 13, so I had a really bad relationship with food. But also before overeating, I had an unhealthy relationship with food. And then after anorexia, I suffered that for about 4 years. I was really severely thin. I went into the hospital system, seeing a dietitian, and then one day I kind of just snapped, and then I just went to the extreme. I started binge eating and then feeling miserable because I'd overeat, and I'd like punish myself by going for like long runs. But like I just didn't have a healthy relationship with food. Then even after like the binge eating kind of settled down a little bit, I kind of went into binge drinking, and that's not a healthy relationship with food either. And then into my 20s, I kind of went into like swapping. So when I was anorexic, I was counting calories, and so when I went to my 20s, I was like, if I want a piece of cake, I'll swap out my lunch for cake, which is not really nutritious for the body. It's just like a whole lot of sugar. And then I started thinking, oh, if I just go gluten-free, that's healthier, but it's actually still loaded with a lot of sugar. So I was just really having this bad relationship with food and wondering why I was struggling a lot with my weight. Would just be yo-yoing. I'd just sometimes just be really tired and lethargic. I would bloat a lot, have a really sore tummy a lot, and I just didn't know what was going on in my body. So I'm not sure if you have any of those symptoms in your body that sometimes like I just don't feel 100%. My body just doesn't feel like it should feel. Yeah, does anyone else have that issue? I mean, give me a comment, throw some things up. Let me know, like, do you suffer with some of those things? Do you have a healthy relationship with food? This has taken me a long time to have a good relationship with food. And it's probably only over the last really 5 years that I decided that, man, like, I'm not eating as well as I want. Like, I don't have a good relationship with food. So that was probably, yes, after children, so probably a number with Israel. So with my oldest son, my only son, Israel, he's 7 now. So after he was born, he had a lot of issues with dairy and things, and so I actually started cutting that out of my diet. I was like, man, the inflammation in my arms are coming down. So obviously my body hadn't been processing well with that either. And then as time's kind of gone on, I've kind of felt the change when you take something out and you suddenly feel a whole lot better. So that's when I started to see, we actually ended up going to a naturopath. And taking that out of my diet, I felt so much better. But then what do you replace things with? So that was the main thing, is that we can still not know what's in our food and load our bodies with lots of stuff. So I think it's a whole like psychology thing too with food, like, you know, especially for females, we do a lot of binge eating when we feel like emotional. We're like, I just need to feel that. So that's not a healthy relationship with food. And just recently I'm really challenged with slowing down with food. I don't know about you, but we get to the dinner table and I'm just like, quickly eat my dinner. The kids are like, hurry up everyone, like, let's go. And I just realized that it's actually, when we rush our food eating, it actually puts our body into it actually slows our metabolism down, because our body kind of goes into shock and it's feeling stressed because we're eating so fast. So even just simply slowing down our eating actually speeds up your metabolism, which I just think is amazing, because we live in such a high pace society that sometimes we find it hard just to stop and slow down. So I just want to encourage you to stop. I mean, does anyone else do that at dinner time? Is anyone else just like an inhaler of food at dinner time? Yeah, give me a comment if that's you as well, and maybe we can make a support group up for one another and eating, and enjoy the experience and enjoy the food that we're eating. Like, remember, it's pleasurable. The food you're eating is fueling your body. Food is fuel for your body. So now when I see food, because I've had such unhealthy relationships in the past, but now when I see food, I see, how is that food going to nourish me today? How's that food going to make me feel? Not in a sense of feeling when you want a whole lot of chocolate and you want that to dull emotions, more like, how is my well-being going to feel? How's my body going to react to that food? And for me, that's really driven me into more eating much more healthier and actually really enjoying that food. So now, like, I would love just to, instead of eating a piece of cake, I would much prefer to cook some eggs, some mushrooms, some spinach, and have something that's going to be nutritional, that's going to be filling, that's going to really serve my body well and equip me for the day. So I don't even get tempted by lollies, cake, anything like that anymore, donuts, biscuits. They don't tempt me because I know that's not fueling my body well. I'm not saying it's bad to have those foods sometimes, but I say for me, I try to eat really well. So it's just like that whole 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. It's the same in your diet. 80% good stuff, and then you've got that 20% little lenience where it's okay to have that little bit of something here and there, but it shouldn't be the dominating thing in your diet. So I really encourage you to have a think about when you're eating your next meal, or you're preparing a next meal, or when you go to get something to eat, how is this actually going to be good for my body? How's this going to feed my body well? How's this going to make me feel afterwards? Is it going to make me feel sluggish and awful afterwards, or is this going to make me feel full and make me feel great afterwards? Awesome, Kerry. we can be on a group, a support group. So that's what I'm talking about, is just having this healthy mindset and healthy relationship with food, because food is amazing and I love exploring healthy options of food. So I just want to say, like, if you've got that real sweet tooth, for me personally, I really struggled with that sweet tooth. It's actually because you're not getting enough protein into your diet, and that's why you want that sweet tooth. So when I was anorexic, I'd actually thanks, honey, you're allergic to me being away. Oh dear. And with that sweet tooth, yeah, I would eat lollies because I would consider it low fat, but actually sugar converts to fat, and your body and your brain neurons go crazy over sugar, and it's addictive. So I wasn't actually fueling my body well, and I'd still be hungry, and it just doesn't work. But if you fuel yourself with good protein, it actually reduces that hunger down. It actually reduces that carb craving down too. So really look at your diet. If you are really finding yourself going for that sweet stuff all the time, you need to increase your protein. I'm not saying you have to increase with lots of meat. I love eggs, I love avocados and nuts, good oils. I'm getting that really good protein in, and that's really helped me along my journey, and really a big mind shift for me. From keeping away from all that sweet stuff that just wasn't doing me any good, especially with my low thyroid. So a thyroid is an autoimmune response, and so loading my body up with foods that were actually hard for my body to digest just wasn't going well. I really believe that our bodies can heal themselves from anything that we've got, and our bodies are absolutely amazing, and it's never too late to make a change. So I just want to encourage you to think about, when you're eating, what is actually your draw to eating? Is it an emotional thing that you're going for to fill a void somewhere deep down, or are you avoiding something? If that's the case, before you go have that, have a deep breath, because that's amazing for you to actually breathe properly, a good breath into the tummy, in and out, have a good drink of water, because I think a lot of times we're actually dehydrated and not hungry, and then try to choose a good option of food. Have good snacks in your house. I kind of clear my house out of the rubbish so it's not tempting. Have some good options in there. But this is a topic I think we'll go on a bit more. I'm just really diving into this whole psychology of eating. It's something that's really fascinating. I'd love to hear if you're interested in knowing more. Like, is this a topic you guys want to hear about? The psychology of eating, like what's actually wiring in our brain to eat what we're eating and doing what we're doing, and do you want help with that? So that's really what I would like to dive in more with you. But I have a few tips written down, so I'm just going to let you know. So slow down with your food. So when we slow down with our food, it regulates our natural appetite and moves the body into ideal digestion and assimilation and calorie burning. So just slowing down your eating, you're going to burn more calories. Like, yay, who's up for that? Give me a thumbs up if you want to burn some more calories by simply slowing your food down. So take more time with meals. Let go of the rush in life. And so take time to eat your food with your loved ones and enjoy life. Like, that's just so amazing for your kids. Don't rush your kids with eating. Get them chewing, because chewing actually activates the saliva and activates our tummy acids and our digestion. So that's something really important, is to chew our food. And breathing. So breathing while we're eating. So just don't keep shoveling it in. Take a couple of deep breaths while eating. because oxygen is literally a metabolism enhancer, just breathing properly. So not breathing up in our chest, that's where we breathe when we're stressed, but breathing deep diaphragmatic breathing. So practice breathing in your belly, so that you'll learn that lots if you come along to my Pilates classes, is breathing from our belly, getting good oxygen in, getting all that old stale air out and good oxygen in. So when we breathe fully, we affirm that we're here and we're committed, and it brings vitality into our system and helps oxygenate, I can't even say that word, our body. Number 3, remember pleasure. Pleasure is a nutritional requirement. It's potent for the metabolism force, and it's an agent of health. So pleasure catalyzes digestion effectively, and it makes life worth living. So welcome pleasure when you're eating at the dinner table. Make it a nice experience. It doesn't have to be something like, I'm a shocker at standing in the kitchen just quickly eating, and that's not what we should be doing, or walking around the house eating, or driving in the car, or off to somewhere. We should stop, sit down and actually take a moment and be present and eat our food and enjoy and be thankful for it. Like, we are so blessed to be able to have such amazing food available to us. That's so good for our bodies. So that's another one. And when you're eating, eat with relaxed awareness. So just have a check-in with yourself. Don't be all stressed and pulled up. So that's what can happen if we're not sitting down and eating. So it's really important that we actually take the time and allow ourselves just to sit and be and eat. Super important. And choose food that loves you. This has been my journey, and I can see my husband put up there that he needs to be lactose free, but I know he struggles with that. Because choose food that loves you. If you know that food does not love you, don't eat it. Like, my husband can vouch for me. There is definitely certain foods my body does not love, and if I eat, there is consequences, not just for me, but for him too. And else has that issue. So I know that I need to choose food that loves me. And you just need to, I think, trust your body on some things. Just listen to what your body's saying. I think now a lot of us think that people are over the top with all this allergy thing, but you just need to trust and listen to your body, because stress does crazy things to us. Our bodies weren't designed for stress. So to explain, like the lactose one that Michael's popped up on there, to explain why that happens is actually we're all born with a certain amount of lactase in our gut. Our mind carries self-attacking thoughts, so our relationship with food can be painful. So be kind and know how to speak to yourself. Choose to carry yourself with positive, uplifting and inspirational words, and that can actually help you not fall into that lull moment to want to go and binge eat. So awesome. So there's just some helpful tips. I hope that was some things that you might not have known, some things that are quite practical for you. Love to hear if you'd like to know more. And if you think you're a bit sensitive to some food, let me know what that food is. Put a comment here now. Let me know what that food is. And if I've got some tips that might be able to help you. So I'm not good with soy, wheat and coffee bean. Crazy, I know, but I can help you with some of those things. And then also in our family, I've got my son and my husband who are a bit sensitive to the dairy side of things. So I kind of have some knowledge on how to actually help and heal some of those areas of those foods and give some pointers with that too. So bless you guys. I hope this was helpful. Love to hear more comments from you. So if you've got any questions, just pop them up there and I'm happy to answer them for you. Anyway, you have a good night and you'll hear from me again soon. Bye.